How's it going, everybody? I'm sorry about the wait. I'm very, very sorry about that. It's good to see everyone. And no, I was not waiting on my coffee. My coffee's actually cold, which is kind of irritating. But we're here now. We're going to get started. So for those of you who have not been following this, which I can't imagine anybody isn't at this point, it's a very, very hold on a second. Actually want to share this because I was not able to share this yesterday. But oh no, I did share this yesterday. Never mind. Sorry about that. I did share that. Let me stop that. Go back to what I had here before. So sorry, I'm trying to pull this article up and it's just not happening. And it's quite irritating, actually. All right, here we go. All right, sorry about that. I don't think I'll have any more interruptions tonight. So, Gabby Petito, 22 years old, of Long Island. She was last seen August 24th when she checked out of a Salt Lake City hotel with her partner of 2.5 years, Brian Laundrie. She's reported missing by her family on the evening of September 11th. So basically, this guy winds up ending up driving back home without her 2,400 miles. And he has to know what happened to her. At this point, there's just no way that you're going to convince me that this guy doesn't know what happened to Gabby. It's just It's completely and totally crazy. Now, if this guy's trying to convince the world that he's innocent, he's doing a horrible job. But really, the truth is, he probably only cares about convincing a jury that he's innocent, or convincing a jury that there's not enough proof to prove that he's guilty of anything. So we have no idea what happened. But actually, we do have ideas of what happened, thanks to Gray Hughes, and thanks to his channel. He has a second channel with another creator. Help me out here, guys. So Mean Allegedly is the name of the other channel, and I feel bad because I can't remember the other creator. I've never watched her before. I mean, not necessarily. It could, you know, they could be innocent, but the chances of that are pretty slim. But Chasing Truth. Thank you, guys. Yes. So Gray Hughes has a channel with Chasing Truth, and it is called So Mean Allegedly. And Gray Hughes made a very interesting connection to that and a couple who was murdered in Moab, I believe is how you say it, Moab, Utah. And they were in the same area at the same time. So it's very interesting. And I don't have that other case pulled up here, but someone said that they were that they were last seen at the same time that the Petito family was, and that's not actually accurate. But what I do have here, I'm going to go over real quick, because I think that takes precedence over everything, is the Petito family statement that they released. And it's very, very heartbreaking, actually. Okay. It says, every day the search for Gabby continues. The Schmidt and the Petito family becomes more desperate. They are frantically searching for answers and information in their daughter's disappearance while Brian sits in the comfort of his home. Brian claims he wants to sit in the background while we search for Gabby in the wilderness of the Grand Teton and Yellowstone National Parks. Brian left Gabby in the wilderness with grizzly bears and wolves while he sits in the comfort of his home. In his home. Brian, how could you do this to Gabby? You selfishly remain silent while Gabby is all alone in the wilderness. Brian, your silence is reprehensible. We beg you to do the right thing and help us bring Gabby home. Brian, whatever happened in Wyoming happened. The only thing you can control is what you do now. Tell us where Gabby is. You tarnish your love for her with your silence. It's very, very powerful. I don't think that could have been any more straighter and to the point, because that's exactly what's happening here. One second. It's not my internet, guys. StreamYard. I have to refresh StreamYard because the comments freeze for God knows what reason. But I actually pretty much fixed my internet issue. Okay. Yeah. So, I mean, what kind of man is this? I mean, I get you don't want to go to prison, but be accountable for what you did. Take accountability for whatever's going on. Don't worry about how something's going to make you look, because another interesting thing is the and I'm going to have to pull this up. The statement from from his attorneys, this guy, he made another statement. And I find it really interesting. This guy made another statement, but, and I'm not sure if I can find it now. Maybe this is it. Now I don't even remember where I found that. But at no point does his attorney deny or claim his client's innocence. I wish I had it here. Somebody shared it in my Discord and I read it and now I can't find it. But I completely agree. A Gramsci life. Absolutely. So what's interesting is on the 12th of August, there was an incident report made by police officers. Someone called 911 reporting a domestic issue between the two of them, between Brian and Gabby, but nobody was arrested, and the police didn't actually think that it was a domestic violence type situation. But I'm going to go ahead and share that real quick. I mean, I just find it funny that his lawyer is like, well, you know, when they asked him, like, why is Brian keeping quiet? He's like, well, I mean, obviously, what you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. That's actually very true. And so I've instructed my client to not say a word, to not say anything. So he's trying to take the blunt of everything and trying to take responsibility and say, oh, no, he's not talking because I told him not to talk. But at no point did this guy go, I assure everyone that my client is absolutely innocent, that Brian misses her and loves her as much as anybody else. He didn't say anything of the sort. He just said, well, he's keeping quiet because I told him to keep quiet. And it's better that he keeps quiet because the court of public opinion is going to make him seem however they want to make him seem anyway. And it's like, what does that matter? What does that matter? Like, she's got a family that is worried to death and they have no idea what happened to their daughter. She's 22. She's a baby. She's a baby. I mean, that's crazy to me. Yeah. And the couple in Moab, I think it is at Moab or Moab. I don't know. But the couple there, there's speculation that that they may have that Brian may have done something to them, because that's a real loose theory, but it makes sense that there's the possibility that he did something to them and then he did something to Gabby because she found out. And Moab. Okay, Moab. Got it. What's up, Jinxie? That maybe he did something to them and then Gabby found out about it and then he got rid of her to keep her quiet about it. But Gray Hughes actually did discover this. There was somebody else mentioned this in the news. They were called, I think it's called Meow. But they printed that article at like 6:45 and Gray went live about that earlier. So I'm pretty sure they heard Gray's thing and tried to take some credit for it. But no, man, Gray is a good investigator. Sorry. But that's just the fact is he put this connection together because he takes on multiple cases and he pays attention to what he's doing. And he saw the connection between the two cases. And I think that's pretty amazing. And the first thing that he did was he called the police and let them know, and wanted to make sure that they were aware of it. And it turns out that they were aware of it. All right, so here we got the incident report from the 12th. I'm going to go ahead and read that. The Moab Police Department, and I guess this. And this is in the afternoon. Okay, from 4:30 p.m. to 6:04 p.m. That's interesting. So, Officer Eric Pratt on August 12th, 2021, Moab Police Department police officers were dispatched to a report of a domestic problem that had taken place near the Moonflower Co-op. It appeared that a male and female had left the scene traveling north on Main in a white Ford Transit van with a black ladder on the rear after the male and female had engaged in some sort of altercation. It wasn't clear, but I believe it was reported that the male had been observed to have assaulted the female. I heard other officers report they were off to look for the vehicle, and being that I had to pass the Moonflower in order to get to Main Street, I stopped there to see if any witnesses were still in the area. I found one, identified as Chris, and it's redacted. I took down his phone number and left the scene because I heard Officer D. Robbins tell dispatch he'd located the suspect vehicle near the turn to Arches National Park. I heard him state that upon initiating a traffic stop, he observed the vehicle leave its lane and strike the curb before stopping near the entrance to the park. Interesting. Pratt says, I arrived on scene and observed as two park officers also arrived. All right. I assisted Officer Robbins with his investigation until I was called away to a report of an intoxicated male near MRH posing a safety risk to himself or others. Before leaving, I spoke with the male driver of the van, the female passenger, and also called Chris to get more information from him. All three individuals gave me a similar and consistent story, consisting of the basic idea that the driver of the van, a male, had some sort of argument with the female, Gabby, as I recall. The male tried to create distance by telling Gabby to go take a walk to calm down. She didn't want to be separated from the male and began slapping him. He grabbed her face and pushed her back as she pressed upon him and the van. He tried to lock her out and succeeded except for his driver's door. She opened that and forced her way over him and into the vehicle before it drove off. No one reported that male struck the female. Both the male and the female reported they are in love and engaged to be married and desperately didn't want to see anyone charged with the crime. There was no significant injuries reported on both, and both agreed that Gabby suffers from serious anxiety, etc. It appeared that the incident was more accurately categorized as a mental emotional health break, quote unquote, than a domestic assault. I had to leave, but I understand that Officer Robbins got the male lodging through Seek Haven. Gabby retained possession of the van and they agreed to separate for the night. No charges were filed and no one wished for charges to be filed or for the separation to take place, although that was at minimum what Officer Robbins required in lieu of making a case against Gabby for domestic assault. Gabby is a 22-year-old female who is approximately 5'2" to 5'4" and 110 to 120 pounds, while her fiance is older, taller, and much heavier than her. He had no fear for his safety and did not exhibit any indicators that he may be a victim of battered boyfriend syndrome, etc. He was assessed to be at low risk of danger or harm as a result of his proximity to his fiancee, Gabby. Nothing further, EOS EMP. And I'm going to read Officer Robbins' statement here too in just a second. But isn't that interesting? Because apparently the argument is about her having the fear that he would leave her and just leave her behind, take the van and just take off. First of all, why would she be scared of that if this guy wasn't some sort of piece of crap, right? Unless she was totally out of her mind, absolutely and totally paranoid, right? This happened on August 12th, Kaylee P. But apparently this argument, from what I understand, took place. I think it took place. Let me finish reading the incident report. Not the argument, but whatever triggered her to believe that she was going to get left behind. If I remember correctly, that was a couple of weeks before they even left on the trip that he said something about it. And so she was afraid, which would explain why he would go to a hotel and she would stay with the van, because the van is hers. Now, obviously, a man would say, hey, you take the hotel room, you go sleep in a hotel room, get a shower and do what you got to do, and I'll just stay with the van and everything will be great. But he didn't do that. She was so afraid. Either he was a total jerk and was just like, you stick with the van and I'm going to go to a hotel room. Screw you. Right. But why wouldn't they both get hotel rooms? Right. Separate hotel rooms, probably because money's an issue. Sure. But at the same time, the only thing that logically makes sense to me as to why she would stay with the van is because she is so afraid of him leaving her and abandoning her. This guy is garbage, dude. All right. So Officer Robbins says on 8/12/21 at approximately 16:44 hours, I responded to a possible domestic violence in progress call. A van with both a male and female as occupants was reported leaving the area at 39 East 100 North northbound on Main Street. One of the witnesses described the vehicle as a white Ford Transit van with a black ladder on the rear, with the Florida license plate QFTGO3. Witness Christopher reported seeing a male later identified as Brian Laundrie and female later identified as Gabrielle Petito arguing over a phone. Christopher stated that when Brian got into the van, he saw what appeared to him as Gabrielle hitting Brian in the arm and then climbing through the driver's window as if Brian had locked her out and she was trying to find a way in. I located a white van that matched the description on North Main Street on the highway at 128 turnoff. After I crossed the bridge, I was able to catch up to the van at the turnoff to Arches National Park. I confirmed the vehicle's license plate and initiated the stop. I followed the vehicle as it continued towards the entrance gate to Arches National Park. I noted the van traveling approximately 45 miles per hour in the 15 mile per hour speed zone. After I had activated my lights to initiate a traffic stop, I watched the van cross the double yellow dividing line in lane 1, merge to lane 2, and abruptly swerve to the right. When the vehicle swerved, both the front and rear passenger side wheels hit the curb a short distance before the entrance gate, and the vehicle came to a stop. That's weird. So you think that they were actually fighting in the van while they were being pulled over, right? Is that why they hit the curb? Because that would be enough. I mean, why didn't he initiate a sobriety test? Maybe because nobody seemed to be intoxicated once he actually had conversation and interaction with them. So, because first thing I would say is, okay, well, that would be reason to indicate that they would be intoxicated, and you would give them some sort of DWI test. But I'm guessing that once he was able to actually talk to them, he didn't get the impression of anybody being intoxicated, and that's probably why he didn't conduct a test. I approached the vehicle and saw the only occupants being Gabrielle and Brian. Gabrielle, who was in the passenger seat, was crying uncontrollably. I asked Gabrielle to get out of the vehicle to speak with me. Gabrielle told me that she suffers from blank with blank. She continued because of her blank and blank combined with little arguments she and Brian had been having that day. She was struggling with her mental health, which led to the incident that was reported to law enforcement. Gabrielle stated that when they saw my lights, she hit Brian in the arm to get his attention, which in turn caused him to hit the curb while I was following them. I asked Gabrielle if her intention was to hurt Brian, and her response was that she did not intend to hurt him, but rather get his attention to notice me as I was behind them with my lights on. At no point in my investigation did Gabrielle stop crying, breathing heavily, or compose a sentence without needing to wipe away tears, wipe her nose, or rub her knees with her hands. So this has got a lot of detail to it. This is really painting a picture of what went on there. I'd be interested in seeing that body cam footage, as a matter of fact. After I sat Gabrielle in the back seat of my car, I asked Brian to step out of the vehicle to speak with me. He told me they both suffer from blank, and although her blank is more advanced than his, issues between the two had been building over the last few days. This in turn caused them to argue more than usual. Brian told me neither he nor Gabrielle take medication for their blank. Brian explained he and Gabrielle have been traveling together for the last 4 or 5 months. That time spent created emotional strain between them and increased the number of arguments. While arguing near Main Street, he had attempted to separate from her in so that they could both calm their emotions. We got their van. He got into their van, and Gabrielle had gone into a manic state. Brian and Gabrielle, thinking he was going to leave her in Moab without a ride, went to slap him. As Gabrielle started to swing, Brian pushed her away to avoid the slap. As a result, Gabrielle, off balance but still caught Brian's face with some fingers, causing some minor visible scratches. Brian continued that when he had seen my lights, he thought Gabrielle had grabbed the wheel of the van and pulled it, causing the van to hit the curb. I observed some small scratches to Brian's right arm, and when I asked him about them, he supposed they must have happened when Gabrielle was trying to get his attention about me being behind them with my lights on. This, however, was not consistent with Gabrielle's statement, further suggesting her confused and emotional state. After evaluating the totality of the circumstances, I do not believe the situation escalated to the level of a domestic assault as much as that of a mental health crisis. I then determined the most appropriate course of action would be to help separate the parties for the night so they could reset their mental states without interference from one another. And although they did express a desire to remain together, they both ultimately agreed to be separated until the following day. Accordingly, I was able to contact Safe Haven and get Brian a hotel room for the night. I instructed both Brian and Gabrielle to take advantage of this time apart to relax their emotions and regain control of their anxiety. I also asked them to avoid contacting each other until the next morning, if at all possible. Gabrielle maintained possession of the van while I transported Brian to the hotel. They did both have their own cell phones in case of emergency. Around 1900 hours, I went to Blank, where witness Christopher Blank lived, and had him fill out a statement form. Christopher told me that he was not entirely sure what it is he had seen, but feared the worst, which is why he came forward as a witness and agreed to complete a written statement. It says body camera video is available on evidence.com. Okay. Well, See, I don't know if Caleb's being sarcastic or not, but yeah, I don't see her in a different light at all. I mean, definitely different than that video we were watching. Sure. That video that they put together. And I love how people keep calling them YouTubers, that they're like, oh my God, this YouTuber went missing. Dude, she had one YouTube video up. You know what I mean? Like, they were planning on being YouTubers, but they hadn't gotten there quite yet. But it definitely sounds like a toxic relationship. Now, if she's hitting him, right? If she's hitting him, and she's the aggressor and she has all these mental health issues, right? There's different ways to look at this. So the police officer writes, okay, well, it's clear she was crying and she was shaking and she was wiping her nose and rubbing her knees frantically the whole time they were talking. Okay, that could be trauma. That could be that she had a trigger effect to some sort of trauma. That it could mean all kinds of things. It could also mean that this dude is mentally abusive all the time and puts her through hell. It could be that it's very much a Kelly and Jake situation where he just plays games with her and she's totally dependent on him emotionally and he takes advantage of this. So, I mean, now I'm not sure if that's the case, but I'm quicker to go there based on the fact that that he left her God knows where. I mean, if she's afraid of him leaving her, and then that turns out to be exactly what it appears that he's done, well, then I'm prone to think that this dude is just a douchebag. I mean, I'm prone to think that this dude is totally the aggressor in his own little screwy little millennial mind screwing way, probably totally insecure about the fact that he's only 25 and totally bald already, probably has all these weird little insecurities, and he's actually using the fact that he has anxiety as an excuse for behavior to a police officer. I'm never going to do that. I struggle with anxiety, but I'm never going to be like, officer, well, I have anxiety problems, and that's probably why. No, man. No, dude. No, you're a grown up. Figure out how to deal with your anxiety issues without having to hit someone, without having to leave someone in the wild of a national park. It makes no sense to me. See, that's what I'm thinking, Island Girl. He's probably done it before. I mean, how many campsites did they go to, right? How many times did he probably just take off and just make her think that he left her behind? Can you imagine how traumatizing that would be? Can you imagine that? Just how traumatizing that alone would be. Imagine somebody just screwing with you. You're in the middle of nowhere. You're in a campsite in the middle of nowhere. There is wildlife all around you. Grizzly bears, snakes, all kinds of stuff. Mountain lions, right? You're in the middle of absolutely nowhere. And then the person you're with just takes off. Now, I don't know if this actually took place, but I'm speculating that if he threatened to do it, he probably demonstrated that he could in some way, shape, or form, probably some form of abuse. It'd be like when you're getting in your car with your friends. Now, this isn't traumatizing, but when you get in your car with your friends, right? And then, they're like, get in, and the driver just kind of hits the gas a little bit just as you're about to open the door. Everybody's played that game with their friends, sure. But I could see this douche. I can see this total douchebag being like, oh, you don't think I'll leave you? You don't think I'll leave you? And then takes off and leaves her just totally freaked out and scared, and then comes back a short period of time, or however long it took to come back and then pick her up and be like, hey, next time, don't think I won't leave your ass out here. I could totally see this douchebag doing that, because I don't see why else she would be so scared. I don't care what kind of anxiety issues she has. I don't see, something has to trigger that. Something has to trigger you sitting there and freaking out and crying, and you can't control. You're trying to convince the police officer that everything's okay. Nobody here thinks that she was possibly afraid for her life at that very moment and then took the blame. And it turns out it wasn't even them that paid for the hotel. They obviously have some sort of program there, and the police officer was able to just get him a hotel room paid for by the city. Got the dude a motel room for the night. Yet she stays out in the van. Like, you're in the middle of nowhere, dude. Right? There's no way my girl is going to be sleeping out in the van. There's no way. You're in the middle of nowhere. I'm going to be like, you go to the hotel, I'll stay with the van. The only way that that's even possible, in my personal opinion, is because she is that afraid of him leaving her. I don't know. We don't have those kind of details yet, Aaron Cooper. But yeah, I mean, this is one of those things, man. This is one of those cases. This is the dream case for YouTubers, because there's no trash in this guy where it's not warranted. There's none. Normally, I'm up here going, hey, man, you don't know what happened. You don't know what's going on. But there's nothing you're going to tell me that's going to justify this dude driving 2,400 miles back home in her van without her and clamming up and not talking to and not cooperating with police and lawyering up. There's no way you're going to tell me anything that's going to justify that. This guy knows what happened to her. He's not talking. That's part of the abuse process. That's part of the abuse. That's all part of it. Listen, abusive people are just insecure. That's all it is. They're insecure. So what they'll do is, in order to deal with their insecurities, this is not dealing with your insecurities in any way, shape, or form, actually, but the way that they handle their insecurities is what they'll do is they'll make themselves feel more powerful than you. They're insecure about the fact that you're secure, or they'll take advantage of the fact that you're insecure and weaker, whether you be weaker mentally, weaker emotionally, or weaker physically. But they will take those things, they will take advantage of these, and they will use them to overpower you. And they will make you feel dependent on them, so that you will always be there to be their punching bag, whether it be physically, emotionally, or mentally, or all three. But that is what abusive people do, right? Abusive people are nothing but bullies. That is exactly the same thing that bullies do. And Mexi's in the chat. Mexi's my boy, dude. So before I get back into that subject, I'm going to get back into this, but I got to talk about something real quick. Yo, Mexi is slipping. So y'all, I haven't forgotten about my little weight loss challenge that I've got going on with Mexi. All right. Mexi, I'm matching 20 to his 10 pounds, and he gave us 3 months to do it. So the deadline for this is going to be Thanksgiving. Okay. Cause I mean, you got to be able to like pig out on Thanksgiving, right? So we're going to have a weigh-in just before Thanksgiving. All right. I'm going to have a weigh-in just before Thanksgiving. I'm at 200 pounds, right? 200 pounds. All right. Now, this is going to start at the end of this month. All right. Yeah, I'm totally calling you out, fool. Totally calling you out. So, and he's already, dude, I got this locked. Okay. Because Mexi is already making excuses, dude. He's texting me and I'm reading everything and I'm just seeing like the word excuse repeated in his little paragraphs. That's all I see. Excuse. I love it. I got this locked. So I'm I love it. I've already won this. Like, so what I'm doing right now, before I get back into sorry. Before I get back into the Gabby Petito case, so just to let you know, this is what I've been doing. This Mexi can't touch me because like he can't even visualize putting himself through what I'm doing. Right now, I'm eating everything and I'm lifting like crazy, right? So what I'm trying to do is bulk up a little bit, right? So I want to hit maybe 205 by the end of this month, right? That's the goal. Hit 205 pounds at the end of this month. And then it's going to be lift, cardio, eat clean, fast, sleep, repeat until Thanksgiving. And there's just, I can already, Mexi does not have, he doesn't have the gumption, bro. He doesn't have the stuff to do what I'm going to be doing. He just doesn't have it. Dude, when he said 3 months, I was like, 3 months? Really? Because in my head, I was like, I lost 20 pounds in 5 weeks before. That's easy. And all I got to do, I'm so confident. And all I got to do is I got to lose 20 pounds to his 10. All he's got to do is lose 10 pounds. 10 pounds. That's all he's got to do. That's all he's got to do. And I don't think he's got it in him to do it. I don't think you got it in you to do it, bro. Okay. All right. I just wanted to address that before he left my chat. Because I know he's got a family and stuff. So who knows if he's got to leave early or not. But yeah, so yeah, he doesn't have the stuff. He just doesn't have it. But Mexi, he's 20 times the man that this Brian Laundrie is. I'll give him that. I'll give him that because this dude is an absolute and total douchebag. And I feel like this is one of those such rare cases. One of those rare cases where it's almost our responsibility to chastise this man publicly. Everybody with a YouTube channel, chastise the shit out of this guy and just get him, just destroy him, right? It's just drag this guy as much as possible with his bald head and his little sensitive little granola type beliefs. Ugh. Like these guys are always the ones that beat women too. They're always the ones that end up killing a woman. They're always the type, doing yoga, talking about I want to make sure that she gets me on camera while I do the yoga. Dude. Yeah, I have no love for this guy at all. I don't respect him in the slightest bit. Not even just like no. I have absolutely no respect for people like this. With his with his granola yoga. Can't stand that, dude. I can't stand that. Yeah. No. I bet you anything. I'll bet you anything that guy listens to Tame Impala. I'll bet you $100 he listens to Mumford and Sons. Oh, I fucking hate this guy. I'll bet you $1 million that dude is a Dave Matthews fan. I can't. Oh, like it is our responsibility to call this dude out on every little thing. Like on anything. Like I hope that the internet blows up dragging this guy. Like, and it probably won't even happen. It probably won't even happen. Like everybody in the world will go wild, accusing parents of missing kids of something without any proof or anything to go on, without any reason to even believe that they could have done something to their kid. You know, and then they drag the hell out of them. But a guy like this, they're like, well, you know what I mean? I would probably lawyer up too. No, dude. No. Yeah, I get it. If I'm guilty, I'm going to lawyer up. I'm going to do exactly what he did. If I'm guilty, I'm doing exactly what he's doing. For sure. You know? Well, not necessarily. I'm saying the only reason that I would be doing exactly what he's doing is if I was guilty. But I'd like to think that if something happened that wasn't supposed to happen, that turned out to be an accident, that I would just fess up and let the police know and just hope for a light sentence, you know? Yeah. If you guys listen, if you guys think that Mexi, that if you guys are worried that I'm gonna and you want Mexi to win, if you guys are rooting for Mexi to win this competition between him and I, the best thing you could do is just flood me with super chats and PayPals, because then I'll just eat a bunch of food. But if I'm broke, then that's going to help my diet that much more. So no, I'm just kidding. I'm just messing with y'all. But no, like I'm hoping that Mexi pulls this off. I do. I'm hoping that he does. But the thing is just that I know that he won't. You won't. You just don't have it, dude. You don't have it. I don't know, man. Do I smell granola in my chat? Is that what? Oh my God. Maxie, you know I love you, brother. Yeah, this dude has I got no love for this guy at all, because just the fact that he's not even willing to like give this family any information makes him a total shitbag in my book. Whether he did something or not, just the fact that he's doing this to this family right now is what makes me have this opinion of him. Like, this is like he's like the new labia boy. I mean, it's ridiculous. Now there's only one labia boy. That's you, buddy. That's you, Luis. Luis. That's always gonna be you. Granola boy. I mean, I like granola bars too sometimes, but like I never go buy them. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not one of those guys. It's like, oh, you know what? Dang, I'm low on granola. I'm gonna have to go to Whole Foods and get some more granola. Dude, I don't even shop at Whole Foods, dude. Like I don't think I could like regularly shop at Whole Foods. I don't think I could do it. I think just the air of people in Whole Foods would get on my nerves. We haven't agreed we haven't agreed. We haven't agreed on like, because he wants to make it interesting. And he said something about dressing up in drag and doing a live stream. You have to do a live stream in drag. Like, nah, I'm not doing that. I don't even have access to women's clothes. So I'm not doing that. But I'm willing to do something just as embarrassing. I don't mind. But we still have not made it interesting. So now, mind you, understand the situation here. We started this at the beginning of September. Okay, when September started was when this competition started, and he's been trying to lose his 10 pounds since the beginning of September, and it's now the 15th of September, halfway through the month, right? And I'm over here trying to gain weight. He's over here trying to lose 10 pounds. I got to lose 20, and I'm over here trying to gain weight. That's how confident I am that I got this. Yeah. It's the first A in Glare. Dude, I'm making myself don't talk. Don't you're not the underdog. I'm explaining how I'm the underdog. I'm the self underdog. I'm making myself the underdog just for you, homie. Just for you. That's what I'm doing. Like, are you kidding? I love how he's sitting there in my chat trying to like win my chat over, talking about I love being the underdog. You're no underdog, bro. Okay. First of all, I'm over here spending the 1/3 out of our time to do this. I'm spending 1/3 of that to gain weight, right? I'm spending 1/3 of that to gain weight, and I'm matching your 10 with 20. My 20 pounds versus your 10. How are you possibly trying to convince anybody here that you're the underdog? No, yeah, that's true. I know. And Jemima's even. That's good stuff. A Texas attorney was arrested for pretending to be Michael Myers on a beach. It's a little early for that, dude. You know what I mean? Like, at least wait till October before you start doing stupid stuff like that. You don't get to use Halloween as an excuse for messing with people on a beach if you do it like a month and a half before Halloween. Dude, you know what I ate today? I got a thing of such a fat gross. Look at this. I got a thing of 3 meat lasagna that's like, I think it was like 3 pounds, dude. It was like this huge. It took an hour to cook it in the oven. It's frozen, but it was pretty delicious. I'm not watching what I eat at all right now. So you can't just listen. You can't just dream of things like this. This is something that you can very easily make a reality, okay? Don't just dream about dressing up like a clown and scaring people. Oh, yeah. Look at this man is cocky. This, this man is cocky. Oh my goodness. I asked Mexi today, I was like, well, have you been lifting? And he's like, nah, just gonna, kind of watch what I eat. Like, what, dude? That's your plan? Listen, I'm gonna even give you a tip. There's no way you're gonna beat me unless you start doing cardio. I'm telling you right now. It's just not gonna happen. There's too much temptation around you. You're married. You're married to a Latin woman, first of all. Every single serious relationship I've ever been in has been with a Latin woman. You're not dieting, bro. Like, there's just no way you're not breaking your diet. It's gonna happen. Like, there's no way you have a Latin wife with kids. You don't drink. Your only vice is junk food, dude. Your only vice is junk food. I know you hate cardio, but I'm telling you right now, and I'm trying to help. I could just be here and be like, no, man, there's no way. Okay, and just watch you just get fatter. I could just do that. Watch the next 3 months, just watch you get fatter. That's what I could do. But I'm telling you, you're not going to do it without. You got to diet, you got to eat clean, and you got to do cardio, or it's not going to happen. It is not going to happen. You don't have a chance against me unless you do this. Dude, good luck with that, dude. Good luck with that. Your comfort food is going in the trash. What are you going to take your fridge and throw it in the back of a truck and take it to the dump? Because bet you anything that your fridge is full of comfort food. The dude's got kids at home, man. Dude, I'll bet you there's not even a carrot in his refrigerator right now. She's right. Danny's absolutely right. Danny is 100% right. You could do the keto diet, but that's not happening in Mexi's house. That's not happening in Casa de Mexi, okay? That is not happening. He has 2 fridges of comfort food. 2 fridges of comfort food. There's just no way. Like, it's all you have to do. Just like Danny said, all you got to do is just no sugars, no carbs. Listen, you could do the keto thing, right? Which I don't think I'm going to really actually do. I might. But you do the keto thing and you basically cut out all carbs, starches, sugars, right? Get rid of all that. Don't consume it at all. Like, not even one. Like, one Twinkie will screw up the whole thing, right? So what you have to do, cut all this stuff out. And then after about a week of having no carbs, no sugars, nothing, after about a week of that, then you'll go through what is called the keto flu, which means you'll feel sick, just like you are right now. And Jeremy M, what's up, dude? Thanks, buddy. What you'll do is you'll go through a keto flu for maybe a day or two or whatever. But then once you do that, now you got to stick with it. You can't after you go through the keto flu, you just screw it up if you start eating carbs again. So what you're gonna have to do is you're gonna have to do cardio. But once you do that, once you go through the keto flu, you're just burning fat. You're not burning carbs, you're burning fat, right? And it's great. Okay, no, all right. No, I'm talking shit because I got a YouTube channel. That's what I'm supposed to do up here. But I'm actually trying to help the man. And I'm also just being really cocky too, because even though I'm giving him this information, he won't do it. I know he won't. He can't. There's too much temptation. And what are you gonna not eat your wife's cooking? Boy, yeah. Tell a Hispanic wife that you're not eating what she made to eat. All right. Yeah, do that. Do that. I dare you. Look at this, dude. Wow. Good for you, Danny. See, that's amazing, man. That's amazing. Oh, the pizza burger? Oh, I'd have to like find that. What? $100 if KL messaged you, you would give it up? Cookie? What? I don't even know what that means. Dude, yeah. And I mean, see, that's the disadvantage I have. But I'm definitely cutting it out completely at the end of this month. But Mexi already doesn't drink. Yes, Kath. She'll slap him around with her flip flop. That is known in Hispanic households as the dreaded chancletazo. I have gotten many a chancletazo in my life. See, that's good too. See, that's good too. If all you drink is water, like you don't drink soda or anything, you're already off to a good start. See, and people say, no carbs. Like it's just this one thing. You know how much food that is tasty has carbs? You have any idea like how much food has carbs in it? Like no bread. You can't eat bread. Anything with bread on it, you can't eat it. You can't even you can't even eat like a breaded like a breaded air fried piece of chicken. Yeah, like everything. Everything has carbs in it, dude. Everything does. That's what I'm gonna do. Yeah, that's what I was doing before. I mean, and I saw results, but I'm wondering. I'm debating on whether or not I should just take advantage of this challenge and just actually try the keto thing. I don't. I'm trying to, dude. How are you? Look at this. Look at this. Even my mods are turning on me, bro. Look at this. Look at this. This is Cherry's the Robin to my Batman, and she's like turning on me right now. It's terrible. It's terrible. No, Jen Perry, man. If you saw my belly, dude, you'd be like, yeah, you could do something about that. No, I mean, you know, it's I'm definitely not like obese or anything like that, but with a little discipline, I could actually have a nice physique, but I just, I'm old and And just, yeah, like, you eat something that weighs a third of a pound and then you gain a pound. Dude, look, I'm gonna show you all. You ready? Look at that bad boy. Look at that bad boy right there. See that? See, look at it jiggle. You know what I mean? I gotta get rid of that. Total dad bod. Yeah. That's just the baby jello. The baby jello. No, see, Punky Banana, me and Mexi here are engaged in a competition of weight loss. And the deadline is Thanksgiving. That's going to be the official weigh-in. We're going to have to do an official weigh-in, another official weigh-in, September 31st. Okay? September 31st will be a weigh-in. He'll post his weight, I'll post mine, and then it'll be on. And then just before Thanksgiving, we'll do another weigh-in and see who won. Dude, I know, but I don't like it, man. Like, as much time as I spend at the gym, you know what I mean? I shouldn't even have that. Okay, so only 30 days in September? Of course there's only 30 days in September. Of course there's only 30 days in September. No, not anymore. Not anymore. But I still attend one, uh, and utilize it. All right, good night, Louisiana girl. Dude, I don't need luck, okay? I don't need luck. I've got self-discipline, bro. Okay? I've got Zen. Okay? Zen. Okay? I don't need luck. All right? I got this. I'm telling you, no, dude, I'll bet you that dude listens to the worst music ever. I'll bet you anything that dude listens to the worst music ever. Anything that justifies feeling sorry for yourself in some way, shape, or form, that's what that dude's listening to. Some old sad bastard feel sorry for myself shit. I mean, it depends on what you consider to be heavy metal, Jen, but you know, like I listen to heavy metal and then you say something like five finger death punch in my chat. I want a 5-finger death punch you out of my chat. Hell out. Can't stand. Now, see, but I like The Cure, though. I actually like The Cure. I'm talking about. Yeah, this dude is listening to Tame Impala and Silver Sun pickups. Okay, now we're talking. There we go. I've never listened to Alter Bridge. You know what's really funny is I like Slayer, but I've never like bought one album. I've never like made it a point to actually have one of their albums. I've only listened to Slayer through like friends, just having been somewhere where they're playing Slayer. That's how I'm familiar with it. Never actually made it a point to listen to Slayer, but I like Slayer. Dude, I don't even listen to people that are in Hollywood Vampires. Like it's supposedly this super group, and I don't even listen to I don't listen to Alice Cooper. I don't listen to Joe Perry from Aerosmith. I don't listen to Aerosmith. And dang sure don't listen to no Johnny Depp. There's nobody on the planet more boring than Johnny Depp, bro. There's just not. Like the sight of him like makes me narcoleptic. Straight up. Like as soon as he shows up to something and then starts talking like this and I'm like that's it. There's literally nobody on the planet more boring than Johnny Depp. Yeah, you can't go wrong with Johnny Cash either, man. Like, like I could listen to gospel music as long as it's sung by Johnny Cash. I love hearing Johnny Cash sing just about anything. Well, that's because Cherry loves Johnny Depp, but she loves Amber Heard more. Amber Heard is her idol. Amber Heard is who she emulates at any chance that she possibly can. And that's why I love Cherry K, because she reminds me so much of Amber Heard. She's so mad at me right now. That's what you get for going against me and rooting for Mexi in this competition. Please, dude. Please, dude. That is never, ever, ever. It is never, ever, ever gonna happen. No, I love it. No, I love it. I love it. And then this man had the nerve to call himself the underdog when the whole crowd, my whole chat has turned against me and is rooting for him. And I can't wait. I can't wait to just crush you, bro. I can't wait. I can't wait. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be amazing. I might even start an OnlyFans and capitalize off of my results. Oh my God. Hold on. Let's do this, man. Let's find a little. Let's find I want to get a look at this dude, bro. Yeah, dude. I can't stand this guy's face, bro. I can't stand this guy's face with his kind little eyebrows. Like, I just can't. Look at his kind little eyebrows. I can't stand people like this, dude. Because he probably, yeah, it's all an act, dude. This guy's not fooling me one bit. This guy's not fooling anybody anymore. Like, bro, yeah, exactly, dude. This is what you need to do. See that position that you got your mouth in? Get used to that in prison, homie. Get used to that in prison, buddy. Like, that guy won't last a minute in prison, dude. He's gonna get turned out the whole slot. He's gonna get turned out. He's gonna get turned out throughout the whole cell block. That's exactly what he's doing. That's exactly what he's doing. Okay. So what do I think happened? My best and worst case scenarios. Worst case scenario is uh is that the murders aren't connected. The Moab murders aren't connected with whatever happened to Gabby. So that family won't get any closure if that's the case. And worst case scenario is that he just clams up and never talks, and there's not enough evidence to charge him with anything. And then he gets away with it. That's the worst case scenario. Best case scenario is that he gets a conscience and speaks up and cooperates with law enforcement, and the family gets answers as to where their daughter is. The Petito family gets some closure, and he's held accountable in some way, shape, or form, and he takes accountability for whatever happened like a man. That's the best case scenario. Actually, the best case scenario is that she ran away and it was just a big hoax. That's the best case scenario. If she's no longer with us, what I said before would be the best case scenario. But if she is still with us, the best case scenario, she ran off, but there's nothing between that incident report. That's not what that indicates to me. Seems like she was too afraid to be alone. Crystal Gore, I was showing because we were talking about the competition, the weight loss competition I have with Mexi, and I was showing that I got some work cut out for me. That's all I'm saying. I got some work cut out for me. Right. Yeah, Bobby Pin, I shared it earlier in this stream. I went over the whole thing. Yeah, I'm really no, I have not looked into his parents. Is there some reason why I should be looking into his parents? And I don't want to hear that excuse either, because I'm sure some people are saying, well, why would these are parents? What would you do for your child? Wouldn't you protect your child? Well, yeah. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I would do just about anything to protect my child, for sure. But I would also encourage my child to take accountability for their actions as well. That it's life, and you screwed it up, and you're just gonna have to deal. That's just how that is. Like, you're not doing anything noble by protecting him just because he's your kid. You know what I mean? Like, so the parents of Brian Laundrie, I would say that they're just as shitty as he is if they're not encouraging him to turn himself in and cooperate with the police. I mean, obviously, yeah, you get him a lawyer, but you get him a lawyer to you know what I mean? Like, to give him a good shot in court, but what's happening to the Schmitz and to the Petitos, it's not right. It's just not right. It's not fair. And he's doing it. Brian Laundrie is doing this. So yeah, I'm with you, Mexi. But this is one of those. This is one of those rare cases where I don't. There's more to indicate that she's not with us anymore than that she is. Because we know that this guy knows what happened to her. We know that much. Brian Laundrie absolutely knows what happened to Gabby Petito. He knows exactly what happened to her. And he's not coming forward and cooperating with law enforcement to bring closure to this family. I did. Yeah, I'd already covered this earlier. And And I got the impression, based on what we know right now, I simply got the impression that she was trying to protect him, that she was being protective of him. Um, and I don't think she was lying for him. That's not what I'm saying. I think she absolutely probably hit him in the arm and probably slapped him in the face. I have no doubt in my mind that she did, but I don't see any reason. I'm of the opinion that he pushed her. I'm of the opinion that he probably threatened to leave her. I'm of the opinion that he probably had a lot. Why would she be afraid of him leaving her there? Why would that even be a thing unless he's threatened to do it? And why would you threaten to do that unless you're just an abusive prick? Yeah, what worries me is she could be anywhere. That's the thing, is the family is begging, at least tell us where we could look. At least tell us that. Tell us where to look. Because, I mean, 2,400 miles from where he was to where he is. There could be, she could be anywhere in between. He could have killed her in Utah and taken her body to God knows where, you know, taking her body anywhere and buried it, burned it, something, whatever. He could have done God knows what, anywhere. Now that he's lawyered up, he can come up with anything ever. It doesn't matter. He is an infinite amount of stories that he can choose from and use. Yeah, Wyoming is full of just, yeah. I mean, well, I may have deserved those 10 dislikes because I got on here an hour after I originally planned on going live, and that was beyond my control, unfortunately, and I do apologize for that. I mean, yeah, let's hope so, Danny. Let's hope so. Um, but they have seized the van. Uh, they have the van, so who knows how well he cleaned it? Okay, let's see this. So I live in Tennessee and I literally just got back from Old Stone Fork State Park with my girlfriend, and I swear to you there was a man who out of nowhere appeared today because he lost his balance while he was stalking us. Um wow. See, I feel like you should always report that. You know what I mean? Like, even if it's just, hey, listen, you know, I just want to report it's not an emergency, but in case anything happens to me, I just want you to know that there was this mysterious person. Give them a description if you can. You know what I mean? Uh, well, that's not my belly making that noise. That's Jinx over here. He's snoring. Yeah, you should always, like, just to have it on record, and even tell them, you call 911, you say, hey, listen, I realize it's not an emergency, but I know you record these calls. Just want to let you know there's somebody that seems to be stalking me and my girlfriend. He hasn't done anything yet, but just so you know, this is what he looks like. And we're over here and blah, blah, blah. So if anything happens to us, you know, I mean, I don't see how that hurts, and I don't think that that's a misuse of resources either. Yeah, I mean, it happens. Yeah, it happens a lot. Um, People who are backpacking, and a lot of people like to go backpacking by themselves, which probably isn't the smartest thing to do. Um, Dude, I still got like another. What are you talking about? I still got like another 15 days to keep eating whatever the hell I want, dude. And as soon as I'm done here, it's oak leaf time, baby. Okay? Okay. Yeah, so that's what we're going to do. So we're going to focus. I mean, obviously, whenever there's any statements from the family or anything like that, we're going to share them here. Any developments, I'm going to share with you and keep you guys updated. There's a lot of other channels that are covering this too. But mainly, what we're going to focus on here is completely and totally dragging the hell out of Brian Laundrie until he does the right thing. So I'm going to pick on every shallow thing that I could pick on this dude. Mexican cupcakes, nachos, burritos, and tacos. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely, my friend. Thank you. Yeah, people are crazy, man. People are, people are crazy. Hi, Lisa S. I'm not bougie, she says. I don't even know what the hell she's talking about. I don't even know what she's a bottle of what? She's like, I'm not bougie. Right. Yeah. Right. Absolutely, Kimmy71. This guy knows. That's why I don't feel in the slightest bit. This is one of those rare occasions where I'm not up here going, hey, guys, man, that's not right. He's probably missing her more than anybody else in the world. Nope. Because if he was, he'd be cooperating with law enforcement. Plain and simple. That's it. He wouldn't be outright not cooperating with law enforcement, just making it a point to not cooperate with law enforcement. Nobody does that unless they're, anyways, guys, I'm going to go ahead and call it. I love you guys. We will do this again very, very soon, my friends.